Imagine a world where the conveniences we take for granted disappear in an instant. No electricity, no running water, no internet, no cell phones. A world where the hum of technology is replaced by the whisper of the wind and the crackle of a fire. In this world, the skills we've forgotten, the skills our ancestors relied on, become paramount. It's a sobering thought, but it's not just the stuff of science fiction. Natural disasters and infrastructure failures can all lead to a grid-down scenario. In such a situation, being prepared isn't just a nice-to-have, it's a must-have. That's why we're here today, to reacquaint ourselves with the knowledge necessary to endure, to thrive, even when the grid goes down. First things first, you need to understand the basics of survival. Let's break it down into 4 essential elements: water, food, shelter, and warmth. Each one is a pillar that supports your survival in challenging circumstances. Water is your first priority. The human body can survive only about 3 days without it. It's needed for every bodily function, from digestion to temperature regulation. Next is food. Although you can go weeks without eating, your body will start to weaken after just a few days. Food provides the energy you need to think clearly and take action. Shelter is your defense against the elements. Without it, you're exposed to the harsh realities of nature, be it a blistering sun or a frigid snowstorm. Last but not least, warmth. Hypothermia can set in when your body temperature drops just a few degrees. Warmth is essential to maintaining your body's core temperature and preventing cold-related injuries. Remember, your survival depends on these 4 basics. Water, the elixir of life. Here's how to procure and purify it in the wilderness. Water is everywhere, but not all of it is safe to drink. Look for signs of water such as lush vegetation, swarms of insects, or the sound of a running stream. Rain, dew, and snow are also good sources. Once you find water, it's crucial to purify it. Boiling is the most common method. By bringing water to a rolling boil for at least 1 minute, you can kill most bacteria and viruses. Filtration is another method. A simple filter can be made using cloth, sand, and charcoal. Water passes through the filter, leaving behind impurities. Lastly, chemical treatments like iodine tablets or bleach can kill bacteria and viruses. Use these only when necessary, as they can alter the taste of the water. With these tips, you'll never be without clean, drinkable water. Food, channel your inner hunter-gatherer. The natural world around us is a pantry full of possibilities. Edible plants, fruits, and nuts abound in most ecosystems, but remember, not everything that looks tasty is safe to eat. Be sure to learn about potentially harmful species before you start foraging. Insects, too, can be a valuable source of protein. Don't let the ick factor dissuade you. Many cultures around the world include insects in their diets. Now, on to hunting and trapping. These are skills that take time to master, but even a beginner can set a simple snare. Look for animal tracks and signs of feeding to identify good spots for your traps. Fishing can also be a good source of food. A handcrafted spear or makeshift rod can often do the trick. Remember, survival is about adaptability. Use what's around you and never underestimate the bounty nature can provide. These tips will ensure you won't go hungry. Shelter, your sanctuary against the elements. It's not just about having a roof over your head, it's about choosing the right location, building a structure that will last, and insulating it for warmth. Imagine you're in the wilderness. You need to find a spot that's dry, flat, and away from hazards like falling rocks or rising water. It should also be near resources like water and firewood. Once you've picked your spot, it's time to build. You could go for a lean-to, a debris hut, or even a snow cave depending on the resources at hand. The key is to make it sturdy. Use strong branches, tie them together tightly, and make sure it's stable before you settle in. Insulation is crucial. Leaves, grass, or snow can be used to insulate your shelter and keep you warm. This is about survival, not comfort. With these skills, you'll always have a roof over your head. Fire, the beacon of hope. In the darkness of survival, fire isn't just for s'mores and ghost stories. It's a lifeline, a tool as old as humanity itself. It provides warmth in the biting cold, cooks your food, and keeps predators at bay. Let's talk about making a fire. There are a few different methods, each with its own pros and cons. The classic method is the hand drill, using nothing but a stick and some elbow grease. It's tough but doable. The fire plow is another primitive method, requiring a bit more effort but just as effective. Then there's the flint and steel. A spark from these can ignite your tinder in a flash. And don't forget about matches or lighters. They might not be as romantic, but in a survival situation, practicality is king. Remember, preparation is paramount. Gather your tinder, kindling, and fuel wood before you start. Master fire making, and you've conquered one of the great survival challenges. Navigation lost no more. The sun and stars aren't just up there for decoration. They serve as our oldest and most reliable navigational tools. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west, providing a basic east-west line. At night, you can look to the North Star, which always points true north. But what if it's a cloudy day or night? That's when landmarks come in handy. Pick out distinct features in your environment, a peculiar tree, a large rock, a hill, and use these as your guideposts. And if you're feeling a bit more MacGyver, you can improvise a compass. All you need is a needle, a leaf, and some water. Magnetize the needle by rubbing it against your hair or clothing. Place it on the leaf and float that on water. The needle will align itself along the north-south axis. With these navigation skills, you'll always find your way. First aid, your own first responder. Injuries are inevitable. Knowing basic first aid can save your life when the world's in disarray, and professional medical help isn't a phone call away. You're your own first responder. A well-stocked first aid kit is as essential as a good knife. Now let's talk about handling common injuries. If you're bleeding, apply pressure with a clean cloth to stop it. For a sprain or strain, remember rest, ice, compression, elevation. Broken bones need to be immobilized with a splint. Burns should be cooled, then covered with a clean bandage. If you're bitten by some creatures, clean the wound and keep it elevated. But remember, these are only stopgap measures. If it's serious, you'll need more advanced care. And don't forget, prevention is the best medicine. Stay aware of your surroundings and avoid unnecessary risks. Your health is crucial for survival. Signaling for help, you're not alone. When you're out there in the wilderness, remember there's always a chance of rescue, and signaling can greatly increase that chance. Let's talk about fire signals. A fire is a universal distress signal. 3 fires in a triangle or a straight line are internationally recognized as a sign of distress. The smoke can be seen from miles away, and at night the flames will be visible. Next, we have ground-to-air signals. By creating large symbols in an open area, you can attract the attention of aircraft overhead. The symbols should be at least 10 feet in size and in a contrasting color to the landscape. Finally, whistle signals. 3 short blasts on a whistle is another universal distress signal. The sound travels further than your voice and uses less energy. Remember, these signaling techniques could be your ticket back to civilization. The survival mindset. Survival isn't just about skills, it's about mindset. In the wilderness of uncertainty, when the grid goes down, your mind becomes your most valuable tool. The importance of staying calm cannot be overstated. Panic is a predator, ready to cloud your judgment and impede your decision-making abilities. So breathe, ground yourself in the present moment, and take stock of your situation. Next, formulate a plan. A well-thought-out strategy is the compass that guides you through the wilderness. It helps you prioritize your needs, manage your resources, and navigate through dark times. But remember, flexibility is key. Adaptability is the hallmark of any seasoned survivalist. And lastly, maintain a positive attitude. Hope is a beacon, a light that cuts through the darkest night. It fuels resilience and determination. It's the fire that keeps you moving forward, even when the odds are stacked against you. Survival is 90% mental. Keep your head and you can survive anything. So there you have it, a guide to surviving when the grid goes down. We've journeyed through the essentials, from basic survival skills to the more nuanced ones. We've learned about water procurement and purification because without water, survival is a ticking clock. We've discovered the art of foraging and hunting for food because nourishment is key to maintaining our strength and stamina. We've tackled the importance of building a robust shelter to protect us from the elements. We've ignited the spark of fire-making, a tool that can cook our food, keep us warm, and ward off danger. We've navigated the terrain of essential navigation skills and first aid. We've sent out signals for help because sometimes survival is a team effort. But most importantly, we've delved into the survival mindset, the mental fortitude that can mean the difference between life and death. Remember, the will to survive is the most important tool you have. Stay safe out there.